Everybody good? All right, we got head coach Hank Plona. Coach will open up with a statement and we'll jump into questions.
All in all, very happy to get a win against a very talented team. Tennessee State gave us everything that I think we kind of thought that they would. We knew on offense they had the potential to run up a lot of points. They have consistently done that in every game they played this year, and definitely happy to get a win in a game where it seems like we weren't really shooting the ball from three very well, and I don't know if we were guarding very well. There's obviously a lot of things that we did do pretty well. Probably as far as toughness and attacking the basket and sharing the ball and playing together that led to that win. So, a step in the right direction for this team. We obviously still have a long way to go with what's in front of us, but all in all, happy to get a win against a very talented team.
Yeah, speaking of attacking the rim, I think in the second half you guys, the lead had gone down to 3 points. Come up with an 11-0 run to push it back out. A lot of that, I think Teagan had 6 of those. Just doing what he was doing all day, just kind of attacking in the paint there.
Yeah, we seem to be a hard team to keep out of the paint a little bit. So I know you kind of want to paint touch and then to play and to make the right play. Going into the game. Believe it or not, I'm aware that seems like our shooting has been a little suspect through a couple games, but they are third in the country at allowing percentage of shots to be twos. Like, they pressure way out on the perimeter. So I was also aware that this was probably not going to be the game where you try to hunt jump shots, because they pressure the ball, they pressure out, they deny. The paint is open. So we have to win the game that's in front of us, and we don't got to prove anything to anybody except making sure that we're successful and we play together. So Teagan got to the rim. I thought LJ, that last stretch when he got back in the game, got into the paint a couple times. Terrion was consistent as always, making plays for himself and others. So I thought the game got close. I thought we made a good run. I think it got up to 18, 19, 20 there at one point. So definitely good that we continued to show some fight. I thought we kind of played probably our best stretch of defense during that stretch. It was 61-53, I know, and then it was something like 82-62. So whatever that stretch was, I thought we locked down and guarded and turned that into offense a little bit, and were able to pull ahead and win that game.
Hank, the points in the paint really jump out. First half and the whole game. Is that something that's evolving with this team, or is that a game-to-game kind of thing?
I mean, I don't know. I know that Terrion is very elite at getting in the paint. LJ's a tank. Teagan is a freight train. Grant's been driving a little bit more than shooting right now. But I think Grant can do some of both. Melo is quick as can be. So I just think we have some player. Bryant Celebonge is very creative as far as figuring out how to get to where he wants to get with the basketball. So I mean, if you're going to play small one-on-one games, I think we have guys that have the ability to get pretty deep in the paint. So I think, again, we want to stay in the moment and take what the defense gives us and make the right plays and take what comes to us. And I thought the guys did that for the most part tonight, and it certainly resulted in quite a few points near the basket.
Coach, you mentioned maybe seeing some variation in the shooting, but at least from this first half, 64% from the field. I think that's your best so far through these first 3 games. So maybe what was different about today's start?
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't know. I think we got to the free throw line and got to the rim and got to the paint. So we were efficient. I guess I was talking more about the 3-point shooting that's been a little less than average. But no, I think we're able to. I mean, Teagan's efficient when he gets to the basket. Terrion is making plays for himself and others. I thought Melo picked it up and had a pretty good stretch. So we do a pretty good job at finishing. A huge part of the game that never really gets talked about is can you, do you shoot a high percentage, near the basket? Like, yeah, if you get a layup, that's a layup. But a lot of times the defense is in between. You got to make a 4-footer over somebody or a 6-footer, and I thought we missed a couple early. Bryant missed, Bryant got blocked on one, and I thought we, maybe missed one other early at the rim. But man, throughout the course of the game, I thought when we got fairly close, we had some resolve to us, and I know we had one offensive rebound in the first half and had 11 in the second. So even when we missed in the second half, I thought we were really putting a lot of pressure on the basket. So, we'll continue to do that. It's a physical game out there, and when you can be the more physical team, usually that results in a win.
Another thing inside Leroy, I mean, in the second half he had a block that resulted in a dunk on the other end of the floor. What does he do for you inside that makes this effective?
Man, he brought a lot of energy there in that second half for sure. He had a block and a dunk, and he rebounds and he protects the rim. Man, Leroy, I almost try warning the team. Like, Leroy can play about 3 of the first 24 minutes, and then it's about 10 of the last 16 and help us win. Like, he has, he in winning time, he really makes plays. Now, I would and have challenged him for about 5 years to have that consistent intensity, not just in winning time. And we'll continue to do that. But he's improving and he's gotten better, and he plays to win. There is no intent other than helping the Hilltoppers win a game that Leroy has on the floor. And he's tough, and he's not scared, and he continues to battle. So I thought he did a great job, and he certainly was fired up. He certainly brought some energy to the game.
Hank, I noticed there's 8 games between Bethel and the Bahamas, and then 7 or 8 between the Bahamas and Evansville in December.
Yep.
When you put the schedule together, was that kind of a strategy, or just kind of just work out?
Yeah, I don't know all the way a strategy, but kind of. We only have 11 non-league games to stretch over 2 months, and we played 3 of them in 3 consecutive days. So with how the schedule worked out, we had 11 games from November 3rd to December till Christmas, and 3 of them were back-to-back-to-back. So obviously there's a long trip down there. We're leaving Monday. I think how it worked out will be fine for us. I do think coming back from that trip, I thought it would be good to take a week, a Saturday to Saturday to kind of gather ourselves.
After the Bahamas, do you see more of the team's personality, identity coming together? That many games?
We're going to be there's 7 other very high-level teams down there, and for whether we like it or not, we're going to be, as a basketball team, we're going to be exposed for exactly who we are. There's going to be no fooling. There's no there's no lying about who we are, whether we're whatever level of successful or we struggle. It's going to be on film, and it's going to be an experience that where we can really accurately identify how we're doing. I guess I thought after the game, sometimes I think these guys at halftime for sure, they weren't really believing me that rebounding was an issue, and they weren't really believing me that our on-ball defense was an issue. And every team in our league is just as is talented and can make shots, and every team down there is talented and can make shots. So we have our work cut out for us. We got to continue to get better, but I think you definitely try to. Hey, it's a cool trip. There's a cool experience. There's a lot of non-basketball parts that are a great experience for these young guys, and I want them to have. But for those 3 games that are 2.5 hours on the court, we're going to learn in real time who exactly we are.
Just back to your bigs, too.
Yep.
Obviously Leroy gave you some points, but also just tipping balls and keeping possessions alive. And Blaze, I thought, was effective when he was in there.
Yep.
Did that sort of shorten the bench a little bit? I noticed Noah didn't play. I didn't know if he was available.
Noah was available. He will play on Tuesday night. We're just trying to get Noah to, just trying to, Noah's talented as can be. He's going to be a very important part of this team. Yes, was available tonight, did not play. I expect him to play on Tuesday. He actually had a very, very good week of practice. He's been working his tail off. He turned his ankle in that UAB game, and I would tell you, in my opinion, he's been trying to catch up to where he was at since. But yes, was absolutely available. Just need all those guys to do. Like, you guys have seen Blaze and Leroy now for about 2 years. I thought they were both about as close to as good as they could be. And obviously Bryant brings an offensive mindset to that position. When he is at the 5, he plays both 4 and 5. But just kind of as that game kind of flowed, just made the decision to go with those guys tonight.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the difficulty rebounding in the first half. I don't know the exact number, but it looked like you guys turned it around a little bit in the second half.
Yeah.
What was the switch? Because y'all ended up, I think, out-rebounding, I believe.
Not really sure. We talked about rebounding and guarding the ball at halftime. There wasn't a whole lot of strategy to be discussed. So I guess as a coach, you try to emphasize it. You try to, we watched a little video of it. You talk about it, and at halftime, obviously, you can put it right in front of them. So talked about it. I'd say rebounding was emphasis number 1. Guarding the ball was emphasis number 2 at halftime, and there really was not an emphasis number 3. So I thought those guys. Teagan played 19 minutes and had 1 rebound in the first half, and man, he was a rebounding monster there for the stretches that in the second half. And I'll use him as an example because obviously he's a very successful player, and he's an important part of our team. And you need your lead guys to set the tone with showing that they're willing to do what it takes to get that basketball.
Just generally speaking, 95 points, pretty good output. Were you satisfied in general with what you guys were doing offensively, how you were getting into what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I think in general, I think we just got to keep getting more comfortable. I got to watch the film. We got to continue to get some drive and kick. I mean, somebody at some point is just going to pack it in and look at these numbers and dare us to shoot the ball. So, we're going to have to, figure out how to make sure we're well-rounded. But I think every player shared the ball, was unselfish, played with the right intent. I think in transition, we have so many guys that can bring the ball up the court. I think that's very hard to guard. And when we're able to pass it across half court, and if Terrion gets it and kicks it to LJ, man, now teams are on their heels. So I thought we had an energy and an aggressiveness and an unselfishness on offense. I think we're playing with the right intent, but we're kidding ourselves if we don't think that we have to keep getting better and better and figure out how to be a better half-court offense team.
Terrion with 7 assists, no turnovers. You'll take that night any night of the week.
Good player. He's perfectly good, just in case you're going down there health-wise, perfectly good. When we got up by about 20 with 8 minutes to go, we have a game on Tuesday night, so I think I told him if it got to 10, then get on the bike and get ready to go. But I think he's been tremendous, just obviously first time in 31 months that he's been through this type of play. But man, I think his body's been great. His mind is always great, and certainly plays with an unselfishness and a winning mindset that's contagious on our team.
Early in the second half, too, Teagan and Terrion both picked up 3 fouls. You went back to Teagan pretty quick there. Did you feel like you just needed him on the floor? Or
yeah, I think it's.
Not worried about him?
No, I did. I thought we needed him. I think the lead was kind of messing around there a little bit at some point, and I thought he was playing. I thought in rebounding, I thought he was playing with a focus in that first. Even though he got a foul, I thought he had really hit a switch. And I know he scored in both halves, but man, I thought defense and rebounding, he was leading the way in those first couple minutes in the second half, and you just trust that one of your best players can play hard and play smart at the same time. Can't take those fouls home with you.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.